Finally confirmed. Princess Leonor marries Prince Christian, King Felipe and Queen Letizia present. It has finally happened. What the world only whispered about for years has now become a breathtaking reality. In a moment that united two nations, silenced years of speculation, and brought tears to millions across Europe, Princess Leonor of Spain has officially married Prince Christian of Denmark. The royal bells have rung. The crowns have met. And for the first time in decades, the royal houses of Spain and Denmark stood side by side, not as distant monarchies, but as one family, celebrating a love that has defied tradition, distance, and expectation. But how did this fairy tale, one that began quietly between two young heirs, become one of the most emotional royal unions in modern European history? And what truly happened behind palace walls, before the moment King Felipe and Queen Letizia proudly presented their daughter to the world as a bride? Today, we take you behind the glittering facade, into the heart of a royal love story that Europe will never forget. It's early morning in Copenhagen. The air is crisp, filled with the faint chime of church bells echoing through centuries-old streets. And at the historic Frederiksberg Palace, something extraordinary is unfolding. The royal courtyard is adorned with thousands of white roses, a symbol of unity chosen by Princess Leonor herself. The Spanish and Danish flags wave side by side, fluttering in perfect harmony. Guests from across Europe arrive one by one, kings, queens, presidents, and dignitaries, all gathered for a day that history will remember forever. Inside the palace, Queen Letizia adjusts her daughter's veil, her eyes filled with tears she's been holding back for years. King Felipe, stoic but visibly emotional, places his hand gently on Leonor's shoulder. In that quiet moment, father, mother, daughter, words are few, but the emotions are overwhelming. For the first time, Leonor isn't standing as the Princess of Asturias. She's standing as a bride, ready to step into her destiny, guided by love and duty, bound by history, but free in her heart. The ceremony begins. As Leonor walks down the aisle, the entire palace rises. The orchestra plays a new royal composition, blending Spanish elegance with Danish grace, commissioned just for this moment. Her gown, a masterpiece of simplicity and symbolism, is crafted in Madrid and embroidered with both nations' royal emblems. The veil, light as air, trails behind her like a cloud of history, decades of royal legacy woven into a single piece of fabric. And waiting for her at the altar stands Prince Christian, composed, yet clearly fighting back emotion. When their eyes meet, the world stops. No cameras. No reporters. Just two hearts finally allowed to be seen. It's in that gaze that everyone watching, from Madrid to Copenhagen to London, understands something deeper. This isn't a political union. It's love, raw and real, lived under the heaviest spotlight imaginable. King Felipe and Queen Letizia sit quietly in the front row, their expressions a portrait of grace and pride. It's a full-circle moment, a reminder of their own love story that once defied royal tradition, now mirrored in their daughter's courage to follow her heart. As the vows begin, Leonor's voice trembles slightly. I promise to stand by you, not just as a princess, but as a partner, a friend, and a protector of what we build together. Christian responds softly, his words steady, eyes locked on hers. From this day forward, you are not just the future of Spain, you are my future, my constant, my home. The priest smiles, his voice echoing through the grand hall. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. The applause is instant. The cheers are thunderous. But the most emotional moment comes when King Felipe rises to his feet. He approaches his daughter and whispers something the microphones can barely catch. Spain is proud of you. And so am I. As the royal couple steps out onto the palace balcony, the scene outside is breathtaking. Tens of thousands of people fill the square, waving flags, crying, cheering. It's as if two nations have become one heartbeat. Leonor waves, hand in hand with her new husband, as confetti rains down from above. In that instant, the world witnesses the dawn of a new royal generation, one led not by power or tradition, but by love and authenticity. But the story of this day didn't start here. To understand the weight of this moment, we must go back to where it all began, years earlier, when Leonor and Christian were just teenagers navigating the complicated world of royal life. They met during a royal gathering in Oslo, an event meant to honor European monarchies' younger generations. No one expected sparks to fly. But according to insiders, something unmistakable happened that evening, a connection that neither of them could explain. Over the years, they met again and again, official events, state dinners, royal academies. But beneath the formality, a quiet story was unfolding. Their friendship grew, from polite smiles to late-night calls, from state correspondence to handwritten letters hidden from the public eye. When rumors began to swirl, both palaces denied everything. But behind closed doors, their bond only deepened. By 2023, whispers became headlines. Paparazzi photos of the two at private family events spread online. Still, the Spanish royal family remained silent, determined to protect Leonor's privacy as she focused on her military and academic training. But when Christian visited Madrid under the pretext of an educational program, those close to the couple said the truth was undeniable. They weren't just friends anymore. And everyone around them could feel it. Queen Letizia, always cautious yet deeply intuitive, reportedly saw it coming long before anyone else. She saw the way Leonor's eyes lit up when his name was mentioned, one aide said. And as a mother, she knew. Fast forward to early 2025. Leonor, now a poised young woman and respected figure in Spain, had completed her royal education and military duties. Christian, maturing into his role within the Danish royal family, had grown into a confident young man with a quiet strength that matched hers perfectly. When King Felipe and Queen Letizia traveled to Denmark earlier this year, the world speculated it was a diplomatic trip. But behind the scenes, it was far more personal. Because in the private gardens of Amalienborg Palace, Prince Christian asked King Felipe for permission to marry his daughter. Witnesses say the king's response was heartfelt and immediate. He placed his hand on Christian's shoulder and said, "Take care of her. Not as a princess, but as the person she truly is." Weeks later, the Spanish royal house made the announcement. Their Royal Highnesses, Princess Leonor of Spain and Prince Christian of Denmark, are engaged to be married. Spain erupted in celebration. The news trended worldwide. And within minutes, Europe knew that history was repeating itself, but this time, with a new generation leading the way. Today, as King Felipe and Queen Letizia present their daughter and son-in-law to the world, it's clear this is more than just a royal wedding. It's a statement, a declaration that monarchy, even in 2025, can evolve with love, authenticity, and hope. For Spain, it marks a new era, one led by a woman who has grown up in the public eye, but never lost her humanity. For Denmark, it's a renewal of royal tradition, grounded in warmth and modernity. And for King Felipe and Queen Letizia, it's the ultimate moment of pride, watching their daughter embrace her destiny with the same courage and grace they once showed the world. As the royal carriage begins its slow procession through the streets of Copenhagen, thousands line the route. Children wave miniature flags. Elderly couples smile through tears. It's more than a royal parade, it's a living symbol of unity. When the carriage passes by, Leonor leans out just slightly, waving to the crowd with a radiant smile. Christian does the same, but for a brief second, he looks at her, and that look says everything words cannot. Two hearts. Two countries. One history, reborn. In the evening, a royal banquet unfolds under golden chandeliers. King Felipe stands to give a toast. His words are simple, heartfelt, and unforgettable. To love, the force that moves nations, builds bridges, and heals hearts. To my daughter Leonor, and to Christian, may your union remind the world that even in the grandest palaces, the greatest power remains love. The guests rise in applause. The orchestra begins to play. And the dance floor opens, as Leonor and Christian share their first dance as husband and wife. It's timeless, graceful, human. As the night ends and the stars settle over Copenhagen, the cameras fade, but one truth remains. This isn't just a royal wedding. It's the rebirth of a European dream. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian, two heirs, two hearts, and one future, have finally sealed their destiny. And standing behind them, proud and silent, are King Felipe and Queen Letizia, witnesses not just to a wedding, but to the continuation of a royal legacy built on courage, choice, and love. Because in the end, even for royalty, love isn't just a story. It's history, written in gold.